Hi guys, Coach Lou, and I'm checking in with you for the second time today. What I want to talk to you about is finding your big why. What quite often happens when people train is they start off really well and then they kind of lose that train of thought. And usually what I say is, what is your big why? What are your reasons for doing this? Because what you need is something to push you along the way that's going to keep you personally accountable. And what I mean by that, my big why, for example, I actually did a post on this earlier, so you might have already read this. So my big why, for example, was I got to a stage after I had my little guy, and I've been quite open about the fact I had a good couple of years out, that I was so miserable I had to get myself back in shape because I knew what the difference in my mindset was going to be. However, that wasn't just going to be enough to get me along the way. Because of the fact that I'd known that all along, I just didn't have that motivation to kickstart myself back into training. And when I sat and thought about it, my major big why was the fact that I had a beautiful little boy who looks up to me. Now, what I'm not saying here is I did it for him, because what I always say to mums is if you're doing it for someone else, you're never going to get to where you want to get to. It's got to be for you, but you've got to have your reasons behind that. And my reasons very much were that I wanted my little guy to see the super fit, healthy mum who was confident, rather than a mum who was really sad, out of shape, and to be honest, not portraying the kind of lifestyle I wanted to portray to him. However, they were my reasons for me, and most importantly, I needed to get back to a place where I was confident again, because it just didn't suit me being in that other place. Excuse me. I've been eating some nuts. Now, what quite often happens with training is people come in quite enthusiastic in the beginning and they forget about their reasons for doing it. So what, still here? What's going on today? This weather's messing up my internet connection. So where was I? Yeah, so find your big why, because sometimes when you hit a bump in the road, you need a reminder of the exact reasons of why you got into doing this. And sometimes it will change and you're going to have to change that big why. Now, quite often, I'm going to be honest, quite often a big why can usually be connected to some sort of pain. So from my perspective, it most definitely was. I knew that where I was feeling and where I needed to be, there was this massive gap. I had to do whatever it took to get back to there. Now my big why is simply for myself, and you know, to keep progressing because I'm loving where I'm at again. But I always go back to that big why of why I originally started. If you've got kids, usually there's a good gunning point in there. But what's important, and I did a post on this morning, when you train and when you get yourself back into shape, it's got to be based around yourself. If you are doing it because you want your husband to fancy you more, or because you know you want all your friends to see how amazing you are, what you're only going to end up doing is putting miles and miles of pressure on yourself. So what you want to do is you want to sit down and think, you know, what are the real reasons I'm doing this? What benefits do I want to feel from doing this? Sometimes it could be something as simple as, you know, my mum died young from a heart attack. So my big why is making sure I'm as healthy as possible to prevent that happening. So sit down and find that, because when you struggle in your training, you can always go back to that and think, this is the reason I started and this is the reason I'm not going to stop. Hope this is making some sense. Now, what I was talking about earlier as well, I'm just going to add this in while I'm in the video, is making sure that you train for yourself, because it's so important that you do it for you. If you're a mum, it's completely non-selfish to look after yourself. In my opinion, it's actually selfish, and this is just my opinion, and I'm sorry if I upset anyone, but in my opinion, I feel it's selfish to not look after yourself, because at the end of the day, you've got kids there who rely on you. So if you are, you're very aware that the weight's gaining, that your mental health has been affected because you're feeling miserable, that your health has been affected, you owe it to those kids to get off your ass and go do something about it. And I know that might upset some people, but sometimes the truth hurts. But what I'm talking about again is making sure you're not doing it for other people. So I said a minute ago, making sure you're not training just because, you know, your husband wants you to look better, or your friends want you to look better, or you want people to tell you how good you look. It needs to be for you. It needs to be, you know, I want to do this because I want to look like this, because it's going to make me feel amazing, because my health's going to be amazing, and the rest of my life's going to feel great when I'm in that place. So just a short video today. Your big why, train for yourself, get on it.